Hello and welcome everybody to the latest edition of the Jam and Cheese Show, brought to you by the Buy Round. Cheese, how are we going?
I'm going good, yep. Coming off the back of 3 wins, so enjoying my time in Sydney at the moment.
Yeah, also a bit of media work on Saturday, on debut. How did you find that?
I found it a little bit more difficult than I thought it would be, but I enjoyed it. But just the whole watching the game and then having to commentate on it at the same time was a bit hard, because sometimes I'd get lost in the watching of the game, and then he'd just randomly go, "And to you, Brandon," and then he'd have to just make up some shitty something.
Well, personally, Matt, I was alongside you. I thought you did really well. I am probably the key takeaway for me is your thoughts on the kick predictor.
Yeah, I think they're just made up, to be quite fair. I'm sure the kick predictor's not analysing every kick that Zach Lomax has ever made from that position and then coming up with a justified mathematical percentage that's going to... There's too many variable change.
So yeah, but you don't.
He could have a sore toe. That
you don't think the algorithm takes that into account?
No. If he had how's it going to know if he had a sore toe?
Supercomputers know. But your take on it was every goal kick is a 50-50.
That's my take on life, James. Yeah.
Well,
you're either going to have a good day or a bad day. You're a 50% chance.
Yeah. Sometimes I have ups and downs, and I have 3 good days and 4 bad days all in the same day.
Well, that would nearly be 50% if you looked at it that way.
Nearly. But goal kicking, look, on a technicality, you either get it or you don't. But
I know the maths isn't there, but it's a good way to think. I'm either going to kick this goal or I'm not going to kick this goal. I'm either going to roll this 6 or I'm not going to roll this 6.
There's so much to talk about. Like,
you can't tell me that at the moment the NRL isn't 50-50 with all the scores at the moment.
It is.
That's what I'm saying.
It literally is 50-50. We had everything. The Warriors, one of the performances, the best performances, not just from a Warriors team, from any team, for them to come back.
I thought it was... I couldn't believe it, to be honest. I thought when it was 20-0, the Sharks are going to put an absolute cricket score on them. But you can just tell. I noticed when I played them this year, you could tell them way more resilient. Even Sean Johnson said that after the game. But we were up, 20-8, and the same thing. They still defended really well. They didn't give in. So, yeah, hats off to the new coach, because he's done a hell of a job. And I think making the Warriors believe they can win. Because I guess if you're in those not so great teams, it's almost like you forget to win. Like when you're at a successful team, like winning's in your DNA, you just believe that no matter the situation of the game, you can still win it. And like that was instilled in us at the Storm, and it's instilled in us at the Roosters. And I think that's something that Andrew Webster is doing with the Warriors at the moment.
Yeah, what I liked about their performance is their ability to deal with adversity. They did that last week against the Bulldogs, where they were robbed a try, and then the Fox goes up the other end and scores. But that hip drop tackle that Nia Corey was simbing for, I don't think... Well, I've got a massive issue with them going all the way back to give the penalty in the first place. I don't think we should be doing that as a game. Like going back all the way back to play like 1 or 2.
Yeah. Was anyone hurt?
No.
Yeah.
No. But for me, I don't believe that is in the description of what a hip drop tackle is.
I didn't think Dale Finucane's was too bad either. It could have done a bit of damage, but I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was your stock standard drop on the back of the ankles, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, but for the Warriors to come back from that,
yeah,
it was sensational. And then even they almost blew it, like giving a penalty away off the kickoff. Sean Johnson offside position. You just go, oh no, and Actually, the kick predictor was saying Nico Hines 26% chance. Took into account the conditions as well, but what a finish to that game it was. It was a joy to call. It had everything. It was fantastic. It really was.
Yeah, now I've been a commentator, I understand what it's like to call a good game and what it's like to watch an absolute dud.
Are you trying to say that the Dragons?
No, I'm not saying that. But yeah, I'm super impressed, and I'm stoked because this is big news for rugby league in New Zealand, and being a New Zealander coming from Auckland, I know the fans rally around the Warriors regardless of how they're going. But if they're going good, the whole city gets behind them. A rugby-based country, when you see results like this, I can't help but being happy for the whole New Zealand Rugby League organisation, because when they win, we win as New Zealand players, and hopefully they can keep it going, but I'm happy about that. Yeah,
well, the signs are there. Another tight game. That was the first draw since 2020. The Knights against the Manly Sea Eagles.
That actually is a long time.
Yeah,
2020.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
That's a very long time.
Yeah, I didn't mind. I used to think that 80-minute game, just call it a draw. No point, no need for golden point, but. Now draw, you kind of like,
yeah. If it was a game that deserved a draw, that was probably it. Well, but the.
Do you want to go into Knights Panthers? You said Knights Eagles.
But I was talking about the.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I thought you said it.
Charlie, can you just let the professionals do? Can you let the professionals do what we do?
Six again. Sorry about that, listeners. Charlie's just, his head's been in the clouds since he got that winner last week back in the Warriors, and he's trying to take the claim for them.
Did he back the Warriors?
He backed the Warriors.
Well done.
Yeah. I picked the winner for Ladbrokes this week, but we didn't get any pump out on the socials because Charlie's in charge of them. So, discrimination. But no, that game, that had a few refereeing issues. The Bradman Best no try, which would have given an easier conversion. But my biggest gripe with it was in the 89th minute, Manly are making inroads. Tyson Frizzell has a cramp.
Yeah, and
the ref stops
the game.
So
I noticed in that game as well as that, they just put the whistle away. There was like 2 or 3 times where players were flopping on other players, and the whistle has just gone. And I'm like, you can't just do that.
You basically, that's saying next time you're playing a game and it's a draw, and your team's on the back foot, just go down for a cramp, and then the referee's going to stop.
Yeah,
I couldn't, and Frizz is a really good mate of mine, and I'm not in no way, shape, or form saying he definitely did have cramp.
He definitely had a cramp. He's a competitor. He's not going down for a fake cramp.
But you can't stop the game.
Yeah, I think they try to rub that out as well. They try to say a cramp is just playing on.
Well, it is.
Yeah.
You can't stop the game for a cramp, and then basically what happened is Newcastle Knights got set. They took one in, and then they were all set again. It was like a controlled ruck, and then poor Cherry Evans. What hope did he have?
Yeah. I had a problem with Cherry Evans not kicking because I was watching the game behind commentary people. I had a problem with him not trying to kick the field goal so many times. I think he did like 3 where he had a chance, but he just didn't. Next time, kids, just put it over.
Just put it over. But yeah.
But with that 80 minutes thing, would you say that you're a fan of Golden Point?
I am now.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm maybe a bit of a traditionalist from back home, like a draw, fair enough.
Well, it's soccer, isn't it?
Yeah, well, but even in league, when we grew up, it was just draw, share the points.
Really?
Thanks for coming. Yeah. Well, up until a certain point.
Now I don't think I've ever been a fan of that, but now I love what's going on in the rugby league world. The games have just been ridiculous, and Golden Point's a big reason for it. The games have just been ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, what about the Fox coming up with that? The try.
I was watching it on the couch with my housemate, and honestly, we got up both slapped up as hard as we could, walked around the field and we had no emotional connection towards Bulldogs or the other team, and we just were so happy running around the field like, going, whoa, what the fuck? Like, and then the way it finished as well.
Mate, you know what? Matt Burton will take all the credit for that, and he deserves it. But there's a couple of people I'd want to point out that. So I think it was Burton that kicks over. He first kicks to the Fox. Like, that was great vision, because it was if they don't get that right, the Cowboys, I think there was enough potential, time, to work. If the Cowboys players back, they catch that, they work a position. So it's a ballsy play to do it in the first place. But then when Addo-Carr's kicked and then it's bounced over his head, he doesn't just stop.
Yeah,
he goes back to force the ball, and then it's Jacob Preston lands on it.
Yeah,
and it's those little plays that give
you would never think that as well. You didn't see that, but that kid is a hell of a player. That Preston,
yeah, he is. He goes well.
He scored 2 tries, didn't he?
Yeah. He was outstanding, and he's had a great start to his professional career. But for me, I think it's important to recognise that Addo-Carr kicks for himself, horrible bounce, but then he doesn't give up.
Yep.
He goes back again, and Preston there again is there to back him up, which then gives Burton the opportunity to slot one of the best field goals you are ever likely to see.
It's amazing to think that he wouldn't know that his one action there possibly won them the game.
Yeah.
And like at the time, he wouldn't be thinking that. He's just thinking to compete for the ball.
Yeah, that's it.
But if you compete enough, that's when the big things happen.
Yeah, exactly.
So Bellamy always says, the little things make the big things happen.
No, they do. Yeah. They do. If you can consistent application to little things. It's Des used to drill that into us, but man, one thing, like Burton running off in the 84th minute, he shouldn't have that much gas in the tank. Like, he shouldn't slot that field goal and then just collapse to his feet and be like, I'm exhausted. Like, there was no middles chasing him. Joshy Reynolds was running around, but that was just on pure energy.
Oh, that's just pure adrenaline.
Yeah.
But I just can't believe that. But yeah, you played with Joshy Reynolds. Was it I don't know what your guys' relationship was like.
Very good.
But
one of my
was that pretty special for you to see?
Yeah, it was, Cheese. I actually got to present him with his second debut jersey.
Second debut.
Yeah, which was it was cool.
So you went into the club the day before the game?
Yeah. I am back working there at the Dogs, but got the opportunity to present Joshy with his second debut. So put a bit of shit on him, told a few tales that the new team didn't know, or the new lads didn't know about him. But then just spoke on probably just on behalf of everybody that ever played with him, to say just how proud we were of him. He had some big things to overcome in his life, and obviously that facing down or looking in the mirror and thinking this could be it for me, like retiring in Hull during COVID. But he earned that jersey, which is what I'm more proud of. That they weren't just going to hand it out. He earned that, which was absolutely fantastic.
It was pretty special. Like, you could visibly hear. You could hear every time the camera went to him on the TV. You could hear the whole crowd erupt. And Cooper Cronk was saying that it was standing ovations happening when he was just getting shown on the camera. And I think the coach did a really good job on how to use him.
Yeah.
He had that slip over in the Cowboys almost went straight through for a try. But just him getting the ball and ball playing almost that Isaiah Yo type role. And he was just a live wire. You can see he loved being out there. It was so special to be back. But I think the coach done a really good job on how to utilise his abilities when they've already got a set 6 and 7. Take your hat off to him. Yeah, well, there was a moment in defence there where I thought, oh no, not the slip. There was the Dogs had a dropout. Yeah, and I think it was Griffith Neum.
Yeah, he just made a beeline for Josh, and he done it
the whole. That was who he slipped over on.
Yeah. I just sort of turned away and just sort of like hope for the best. Yeah, like, you're gonna survive this, please, Josh. But he did. He did really well. And I'm looking forward. Hopefully, I think he'll get an opportunity to have a run out on Good Friday, where normally brings out the best in Josh and myself. So looking forward to that. The Tigers.
Yeah, that was that was a rough watch. I turned it off, to be quite honest, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Tigers on-field performances, there's stuff to break down there, and there's combinations that need to be sorted. Why Dane Laurie isn't playing, I don't know, but you know, I think when you're in a losing position, you accept the fact that, you know, some teams one team has to be at the bottom. They all can't be at the top. That's just part of sport. But what you don't do is self-sabotage and make life difficult for yourself. So, in terms of the football club, because the Tigers they're an easy pile-on and they're an easy kick for everyone in the media. And then we see Tigers CEO kicking the ball before the game. And to be honest, that I'm not too fussed around that, you know, and he justified it by saying, you know, I help out, I muck in, but half time he's in the dressing room on his phone. Like, so you've been at two of the most successful organisations in the NRL. Have you ever seen the CEO? Well, because I've got an issue with him even being there. Have you ever seen a CEO in there at half time?
No, I've never seen the Melbourne CEO or the Roosters CEO, but I think it's a tough one because I don't think that's the time and place for a CEO to be involved. I think when you're a player, like, you just want your teammates and your coaching staff, the guys you grind out with, that's who you want to see when you're going through a hard time on the field. But I just don't imagine I could ever picture, either Matt Tripp or Joe Kelly inside the dressing. That would be a real weird situation for me to see. But they've got a lot to deal with. But I don't think it's the way that I don't think it's the fact that they're losing, but the way they're losing. It's quite poor.
Mate, absolutely. But like I say, for me, you don't make it easy for the press. You don't make it easy for people to pick or you know, pick up on little things. But I just don't get why he's there, why you're on your phone. Like, if you're in there, if you're in that privileged position, or if you think you need your presence is necessary, you should be observing.
You should be present.
You should be watching, listening, picking up on cues, watching how the players react.
Yeah.
Get a sense of the culture, and then maybe you could actually
make a difference.
Make a difference, or speak to Tim or some of the players and go, oh, actually, I've done some work on, you know, delivery of messages, and I think that was wrong, or paying attention. And he's just sat there on his phone. I had actually a bit of a recall. I'm not going to mention the player, but I just think it's so distracting when you're in that moment and you're playing, you're focusing on the coach, even in your peripheral vision, you see someone on their phone. Like, that's a huge no-no for me. I can remember once playing.
If a phone goes off in the dressing rooms with Bellamy,
oh yeah,
you pretty much
run for your life.
You pretty much want to retire.
Yeah, you'd run for your life.
Even at Storm, we had a videographer. He was videoing like the halftime talk, and Craig looked at him and went, "Get that fucking camera off me now!" And that was middle of the speech. He's trying to do. So even like just the slightest distraction.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not what you want.
No, 100%. You don't. If you're in there, don't fuck around on like you should be. I just don't get why you'd be on your phone in that moment. Like, what can be more important than being present at that particular time? I was saying, I can remember after a game, the Dogs had lost, and it was not crisis meeting, but Des has got like no sponsors, no admin staff allowed in there. This is just a players chat first, and one of the lads who wasn't playing was on a yo-yo. And Des didn't see it, but I was fucking livid. Like, I wanted to get up and kill this bloke. I couldn't believe, like,
a yo-yo. How old was this bloke?
I know. I was, mate. It actually makes me angry now.
I'm not the maturest man in the world, but I
was just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it's actually making me angry now. And like,
I can tell. You're actually scaring me a little bit.
Like, I was like, I didn't want to confront him, and a few that like I had to go away and like vent for about 5-10 minutes, and they're like, "I'll just calm it down a bit." But
you'd control your emotions pretty well in a situation.
Emotional
like that,
regulation, yeah, very good at that one. It's one of my
but even
one of my top traits, Brandon.
Even the tongue-in-cheek thing that Tim Sheen said, you know, like, hopefully we can win the bye. That I'm not saying it was like a bad thing to say, or it's just a bit of a laugh, but like as a player, if I heard my coach, that's already doubt of winning. That's already him like pretty much spreading, and I know there's doubt already because they haven't won a game in 5 games, but when your leader says stuff that kind of makes a joke about the losses that they've had, it's not a good sign for a club, and it's not a good sign that you're
I agree with you. Like
if you're making I know it's a harmless joke.
Yeah, it's tongue in cheek, and it's like, hey, I think as an individual, it's okay to put shit, and just like you know, take the piss out of yourself.
I'm all for that. I say a lot of things that are tongue in cheek that people take wrong.
Yeah,
but I know that if that was me and he was my coach and he made a joke about not being able to win a bye, it kind of would create a little bit of animosity or doubt in my brain that like, is this the guy I want to be playing for?
Yeah, Matt, 100%. Like I say, take the piss out yourself in a private setting. You know, we can't buy a win or something like. But you don't say that publicly. Like, hopefully win the bye. Like, you're right. It's a subconscious message, and it's that. Again,
does our coach believe in us?
Yeah, and again, it's self-sabotage from the Tigers. It really is. The CEO, the coach, like, you know, he'd know he'd know that is going to make a headline and people are going to pull it apart. And I just for an experienced operator like Tim Sheen's, he'd like that one back to.
It's a really weird setup they've got too with Benji on the mic and Sheen's.
It is.
It's a really weird setup.
It is. Well, mate, it's almost like who's in charge? Who's in charge there? Like, I know they say it's Tim Sheen's, but then when you actually observe it, like if you didn't know that, like the defined roles, and you just observed it, you'd probably think, well, it looks as if Benji's the coach and Sheen's is maybe like director of football.
Yeah.
But it's so difficult. Like, people point to different examples of, say, like Wayne Bennett helping through Christian Wolf at the moment. But there's no doubt who's in charge there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like, no doubt. Who's running that ship?
Yeah.
Who's the captain of that ship? Who's steering it?
Yep.
Yeah, he's getting help off people. And all organisations are set up where you've got a head coach and assistants and high contribution. You know, they challenge each other and whatnot, and it's all to steer the ship in the right direction. But there's a clear leader in all those organisations, and I think likely at the Tigers, it maybe behind closed doors it is, but on the surface of it doesn't look that way. It doesn't look that way. Anyway,
they did run into the Broncos as well, who are looking
red hot.
Like, they just look faster than everyone. Like, they honestly just look faster than everyone.
Yeah.
Looks like they're playing at a different speed. And that try Payne Haas scored, that'll do me.
It's not.
It's pissed me off. He's got out a hooker and just bumped off 3 blokes and put the ball down. It's not that easy. Shouldn't be that easy.
I can understand why for you and the rest of the dummy half brigade they're not happy just seeing that. It's like, you know, well, middle forwards make you do that. It's hard work being in the middle, and then you make your job look easy. Maybe Payne Haas should play a bit of centre or 5'8" and just show him. I'm like, lads, it's not that hard.
It's not that hard. Well, he does. He makes an incredible amount of try-saving tackles for a front. Like an incredible amount.
He's
always
like
fullbacks. It's not that hard.
Yeah. He's taking the piss out of the rest of the competition. We're going to take a quick break from the show to talk about our new partner, AG1. Now, I love AG1. I've been taking them for about 6 months now. I've noticed multiple health benefits. My gut feels better. My focus is more clear. My intensity in my workouts has gone up as well. And this is all thanks to AG1. It's the one-stop solution for all your supplement needs. I love starting my day with a refreshing glass of AG1. So simple. One scoop in the glass, some cold water, give it a stir, or if you want to go fancy and get the shake, do that as well. But it's so easy. It takes out the guesswork with your supplement requirements. If you miss it in the morning, take it at night. I never miss a day with AG1, and I am reaping the rewards from it. And the best thing about it is it tastes great too. And you can really start to feel the benefits. Have it as a simple part of your routine and you'll see the benefits too. So if you're looking to make positive change with your health outcomes, check out AG1. You will not be disappointed. There's 75 high quality ingredients. Take care of all your nutritious needs every single day. It's a small habit that you start and gets big results. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. So to check out this exclusive buy round listeners deal, head to athleticgreens.com/buy round. That's athleticgreens.com/buy round. Your only place to get the free 1-year supply of vitamin D from Athletic Greens plus 5 free travel packs. Make sure you check it out or click in the show notes where we'll have that link for you as well. Please don't delay and get your Athletic Greens today. Mate, looking forward to this week.
I am looking forward to this week. There's a few boys I've got on the hit list. Christian Walsh is, at the moment, he's number 1. He's publicly come out. So, yeah, but I'm just looking for, we're actually leaving a bit earlier, so get down there, acclimatise. Acclimatise to the Melbourne weather, the Melbourne people. They're a different breed up there.
Yeah.
Oh, down there.
Down there, yeah.
They're a different.
But how's the emotions heading into it? Like, is it strange? Is it strange? I guess it's something you would have known would be coming, but I guess you can't prepare.
I guess it's just something that hasn't sunk in yet. It was a bit weird even for the trial match for me to go down there and play against them, but I'm glad that trial match happened because it kind of took a little bit of the ants out of it.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I still got a great relationship with all of them. So it's not like it's going down there on bad terms or anything like that. I'm sure the Melbourne fans will have a warm welcome for me. But, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I've told all the secrets I have.
You know all the calls.
I know all the calls. Hopefully they haven't changed them all.
I wonder if they double bluff you.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Something Harry would do. But, yeah, Christian Walsh, we're coming for you, big boy.
What are you going to try and do to him? Are you going to try and get him off a kick-off?
No, I'll stick away. I'll let someone else do that.
Yeah, you'll wait. Pick your time.
I'll pick my time. He's quite a big boy, so I don't want to get him too angry. So I'll let the heavyweights fight it out. And then I'll come bite and nibble the ankles or something.
Maybe just embarrass him. I've started to notice you're getting a bit more out of dummy half. I reckon let Jared soften him up. Drag him into deep waters, and then you make him look like the fool.
I'm just super happy Nelson isn't playing. Because that would make things a little bit more interesting. I mean, I'm not too scared of Christian Walsh, but Nelson's quite an intimidating.
Yeah, I wonder if because I believe he's had a meeting with Eddie Jones. I wonder if you'd still be so vocal about him going, or you'd be like, "Oh, Nelson, you'll be big."
I think he'll do great things for the Wallabies. I think if Nelson goes to the Wallabies, like that whole Australian organisation, they could really do something special in that next World Cup with Nelson gone next week. The Wallabies, if they can get him, that's a bigger signing than anyone I've ever heard. If they could get him possibly 2 weeks from now, it'd be awesome. Get him. I'll help. I'll help pay. I'll take a pay cut.
I think I said it somewhere. Like, if Eddie Jones wants Nelson so much, just have a whip round of NRL middles, because they'd be
Middles,
happy to,
halfbacks.
yeah, just happy to see that bloke go. Like,
I'm sure Sam Walker would love to see Nelson
Have a
go.
whip round?
We could take a pay cut. We could do something. Eddie Jones.
just everyone just see a couple of half, just throwing $1,000, 500, just yeah.
All the cookies add up. They add up to a biscuit.
Thanks. See you later, Nelson. enjoy it over there.
Damn, Nelson's gone. Rugby league world is gone.
If it does happen, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on it, because you got unfairly treated, I believe, for your Sualihi comments, but I reckon
That's those tongue-in-cheek things that get you in trouble, man.
Well, yes, they do, but I don't think it'd be the backlash saying. I reckon you'd just be shit scared and nothing. Speaking of teammates, did you see
LeBron James? LeBron. I did see him, but like...
Won't pay is $5 for a blue tick on Twitter.
I'm sure someone will pay it for him. Is it $5 a month or something like that? Well, I don't even know how it works.
I'm not on there, but surely you could write it off as it'd be a tax write-off. So it's really only costing him $2.50. What's that to him? Like, I wonder.
Well, that's
someone should work it out. Like, because he's on an absolute mozza. Like, what it actually, how many seconds he has to work for in order to achieve that.
Well, it'd be a nanoseconds. Well, even worse.
In the time it's taken LeBron James to verbalise that he won't pay, he could have covered the cost of it for life.
Yeah, probably. He's pretty rich. $5 though. What's that?
What does $5 get you?
10 cents a week? Around there? Is that right?
Well, if it's a year, yeah. But I mean, $5, what does that even get you these days? Can't get a large.
You can't even get a flat white for $5 these days.
But you can get
But
yourself
to
a
be
blue
honest,
tick.
I think coffee is one of the most undervalued things in the world. Even though it's expensive, the value it brings, like the service it gives you, for a mere $5, I think it's undervalued. I think a coffee will be a lot more expensive in the years to come. People rely on coffee to live.
I know that, but
you can't wake up and not have a coffee.
I predict that pretty much everything in the world will be more expensive in years to come. You've not really.
Okay, James.
Do you know what I mean?
But
so you're going to say disproportionately
way more expensive. But I don't know. But honestly, there's people in this world, if they don't have a coffee, they can't function for the day. And for a mere $5, you get to function for the day. I think it's undervalued.
I understand what you're saying. I get it.
Yeah, well,
Mate, you know. Look, I've been.
Do you know who wouldn't pay?
I've filled up my quota of hot beverage drinking negative quotes for a week with the Earl Grey comments. So coffee and inflation.
Well, Earl Grey is inferior. Let's just be quite honest with that.
So you, in terms of paying $5 a month, there'd be some tight teammates. There'd be some nervous NRL stars out there that would be
Nat Butcher
in a little bit of a worry at the minute.
Nat Butcher, the violin player, he's a tight ass. Yeah. He's not a fan. He's not a fan of podcasts either, old Nat Butcher. So
why not?
I don't know. But yeah, he's probably the tight. And Christian Walsh, he's a real tight ass. Felicia Fusi is tight as they come, unless you get one rum in him. Then it's just like.
I've come across a couple of those blokes.
Yeah, like he will not pay for anything. He'll get 100 jerseys signed throughout the year, and apparently they're going towards Orlando, his son's college fund. That's what they say on them. And then as soon as you get one beer into him or one Bundy rum, he's buying 15 espresso martinis for the boys, and then Orlando's eating tuna and rice for the rest of the week. So,
Matt, how good's the the NRL currency of a signed jersey. It's good to see that is still going strong.
He banks them. Like I remember I brought in 3 jerseys for Roosters jerseys. Brought it into the club, and it was probably like my second week, and they were getting signed for someone I knew. It wasn't like I was doing anything with them. And then Jared's like, "Whew, that's real early to get in signed jerseys." I was like, then Void Corner's like, "Geez, you're in fast." And then I just put them straight in the bottom of the locker. They've not been signed. I'm like, yeah. I guess I'll wait another 2 years to get those signed.
I was going to ask you actually if you could do me a favour.
For the buy round?
Yeah. Fuck it. You can just imagine the blow up. It's brilliant though. Like those are the little things that you miss. It really is just the getting shit put on you for trying to hustle. On to some questions.
Tightest. Bellamy's tight, actually.
Is he?
He's tight. And he's been on a motor. He's been... He's the guy that works down at the Storm. He's like almost Bellamy's assistant, John Stamolsky, and he like if Bells wants a coffee, it's go get me a coffee. It's not I'm paying for coffees. Who wants coffees? He is tight as they come. I actually text Bells during the week. I said we're gonna put your head on a plate, mate.
Mate, you know Des used to be like that. Like, well. He was tight, but he was also in the business of value for money. So he'd pay it, or no, sorry, not pay. He'd ask for his coffee in a takeaway because he thought you got more. And I think some places do charge to sit in, so he'd get it in a takeaway and then sit down. You know when they ask you, have you ever been somewhere and they go, "Oh, you're sitting in or taking away?" And they make a price adjustment, he'd know which was more expensive. and
that's now we're getting down to some avenues. I remember now. The tightest man alive that I didn't witness this, but he's come and did a few talks with the Storm team. And a lot of the past players at the Storm also have dropped his name. Pretty much every past Storm player. But do you know Dane Weston?
Yes.
Yeah, so they reckon that when he would go to the cafes in Melbourne, Cheeky Monkeys, he'd order just eggs on toast and he'd bring his own avocado or he'd just order eggs and bring his own toast, bring his own avocado and all that and then on the piss, they reckon he created this contraption. So he'd have like a little, you know those like camel packs?
Yeah.
He'd have that around his ankle, a little tube coming up, and he'd go on shouts with the boys, and the boys would be buying rum and cokes, and he'd have a little camel sack of rum, and he'd just go up to the counter and order coke, and then just
pour it in.
That is great.
That's next level.
Yeah,
But who, mate?
But it's true though. Avocado's like extra $5. If you bring your own half avocado in, you're saving a bit of coin.
You are.
But you're also an NRL player. Where's your dignity?
And
it was funny too. He came into the locker room one time, Dane Weston, and he's a funny guy. And the game's finished, and he's sitting on one of the chairs. You know how you get in a half circle on the chairs, and he's sitting in one of the chairs. All the boys thing, and Dale Finucane's missed out on a chair because Dane Weston's sitting there like that, just chilling. And Craig's giving his talk, and Dale Finucane's standing behind Dane Weston's chair, and Dane Weston just does not move through the whole talk.
I can just imagine Dale.
And you know Dale, he wouldn't say a thing. He's just standing there all curiously. So yeah, Dane Weston, interesting guy. Maybe we need him on a podcast.
I've heard some tales. I've heard some tales about. Is he the one that they refer to as Danger?
No. That's another one.
That's another one.
Danger. That's the centre.
Yes.
What's his name?
Oh, who is it?
Oh no! And he's gonna hate me if he sees this. No.
Because a few of the Dragons boys used to bring him up.
Yeah, he's got a lot of stories. Oh no.
Oh well, if it comes back to us, it'll come back to us. We'll get some questions happening. Also, I'm
stuck. Go.
You gotta see. Restart the tackle count. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what ChatGPT is?
I do. I use it a lot.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, so do I. So I've asked it.
I'm actually surprised that you know what chat. When you send me
What
that.
are you trying to say?
Well, nothing.
No, I'm interested.
I'm cool. I'm
society,
cool. I'm modern.
not
I'm cool.
I'm interested in where society's going. But I asked. Obviously, we've had the discussion around the chicken and the elephant. And I've sent you this.
Oh, I was on when you sent me, I was on the phone to my missus and I read it and I was in pure hysterics and she was just like, "You like that, eh? That was not funny." I was like, well,
yeah,
stuff for you.
So basically, without reading the full statement from ChatGPT, I've asked it how many chickens would it take to kill an elephant, and they've said an infinite amount. It just couldn't happen. So ChatGPT is saying it couldn't happen, and then
but this is based. See, ChatGPT works off information based from 2021 back. Not these chickens could have evolved in 2 years.
Yeah, it is 22. It is. It's on a lag, but and then I explained to me. I responded boo to ChatGPT. Didn't say anything about that. Just told it was like I'm an AI thing, and then I said, "Well, what if the chickens had a plan? They had some tactics?" And they just said, "No, that's not going to make any difference."
I loved what it said. It said, "Chickens are not known for their strategic capabilities."
Yeah. So we're just picking holes in ChatGPT because I think there is a number, and we're gonna hopefully figure it out one day. So maybe.
Speaking of chickens, do you have a cheat meal, like post-game cheat meal?
To be honest, geez, life is a cheat meal. No. What would my go-to be?
I know what my go-to would be.
What's your go-to?
The Dirty Bird K-Fry. KFC. Every game, there used to be one just down the road from the stadium. Pull through, wicked wings, an extra 9 wicked wings, gravy, potato gravy.
Oh, the potato gravy is first class.
And KFC, if you're watching, bring back the Crusher. You know what the Crusher was?
No.
It was like a milkshake. They had a Golden Gay Time Crusher.
Yeah.
And it was the bee's knees. It was the tits, but now it's gone.
Gone.
I haven't seen it back.
It's unfortunate when when restaurants do that to you.
They do hate it.
Yeah. What would cheat meal be?
Do you like donuts?
Well, yeah.
I'm not a big fan of donuts.
Have you ever tried the cronut?
Yeah, see, I don't mind cronuts. They're good. That's a different to a donut. I think donut.
Yeah, well, it's a cross between a donut and a croissant.
Mm. Is that French?
Yeah.
Did the French make cronuts?
No, a cafe in Newtown do, I know. But I don't know. I'm not...
Do you like crow's nuts?
The crows have nuts.
I think the Rabbitohs like crow's nuts.
Oh, here we go. What?
A little play on words.
Yeah, you know what? A fried chicken burger, bacon, mayo, fries.
Well, that sounds like KFC to me. Sounds a bit like the Bacon Deluxe. That's nah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Zinger Burger. Zinger Burger, add bacon.
Happy days. Or a bit of Thai. Do you like a bit of Thai?
Nah. Pats you, yeah.
Basil brush.
My girlfriend actually works for KFC. Next story. What was the question? She doesn't work at KFC. She does the marketing. You know those 9 for $9.95?
Mate, why don't
That's my baby girl.
What? Why are we We don't need to call out KFC. Just go to your missus, get us to hook
Hey,
up.
babe, I've got an idea. Go to the marketing team and say the buy round is doing good things
And
for the community.
we will help you. We will talk about your products. Let's see. Yeah, Basil Brush. Best place rugby has taken you.
I would say the World Cup was the best. Took me to York, which isn't that fun, but it was fun.
You don't like York?
It was,
Actually, I'm not. You know what?
it's
I've
fun
never
for
been.
2 hours, but then you walk through the whole city. But it managed to take me to Europe, which I then got to see the Northern Lights, got to see some wolves in the wild. So I went to France. So all those avenues that rugby league has taken me. Some rugby Wallabies fan will probably comment on this and say, "Oh, you can take it to South Africa and Argentina." Shut up.
Yeah, fair play. Lads' thoughts. Oh, this is from Ben Rigstagram. Lads' thoughts on Reece Walsh's manicured eyebrows.
I'll let you have this one because I see you've got. I think you've got beautiful eyebrows.
They
really match your skin colour.
They do. Reece Walsh's. Look, I mean, I don't think I'm going to be doing them in a hurry.
I don't think you'll have.
I don't think
you'll have a grow back.
Yeah. No, I don't think that's going to happen.
I can't bag anyone for doing
I mean,
I probably could. But he's a solid 9, if not 10 out of 10 in the looks department.
Yeah,
he's a very glamorous looking boy, and
I didn't.
if he's doing that, then it's probably the thing to do.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll come on board.
We're happily in relationships, obviously.
I want. He's playing well, isn't
To be that good looking and that good at rugby league, it was a curse, but I've grown out of it.
Producer Charlie has informed me that LeBron James earns almost $1.50 a second.
Yeah, so I don't know if you want to spend that hard-earned 4 seconds on a little blue tick in Twitter.
But even the fact that...
Because time is money.
It would take him longer to think about saying no. So, efficiency.
That would suck to be like... Imagine that. That would suck, wouldn't it?
What, to not even be able to afford $5 a month? Where would you keep it all?
Oh, in a bank account, I would assume in a bank account.
No, they're all closing down.
Recession coming.
Aren't they all going tits up over in Silicon Valley?
Yeah.
Come on, oh mate,
Now are we talking politics now?
No.
I think that a lot of the banks are getting shut down, but then the bigger banks are helping them stay
propping them up.
Yeah, propping them up, helping them stay afloat, which I feel like would be just slapping a Band-Aid over the top of it. The bleeding.
So if LeBron James panics and then goes, I need to pull all my money out, where do you reckon he puts it?
Not in this room, it wouldn't fit. But I think he's probably got a few houses he could store it in. Because it's legal money. It's not like he's Pablo Escobar.
Yeah.
He's got to hide it in the ground. Pablo Escobar burnt $2 million to keep his daughter warm. That's how rich he was.
Really?
But yes, I think he could just store it anywhere. Unless it'd have to be a secretive place because, geez, I'd want some of that money.
Yeah, well, you'd have to pay people to secure it as well. Like, it's not just... These are some of the things that, us people can't imagine what it's like to have to pay. Yeah.
Yeah, we were just imagining how much dollar coins would fit in this room.
I reckon you could
And
work
producer
it out.
Charlie was stupid. Come up with 100,000 is the worst answer we've ever heard.
Yeah,
I'm thinking... Because in the casino at Melbourne, they have a big tube and it's got $1 million coins in it. And
Really?
yeah, big tube. They even had $1 million in cash there, like behind this big glass box. And it wasn't that big. It's like the size of half this chair.
Would you be annoyed at winning $1 million in $1 coins?
Yes. I would. No. Take that back. No. It's still $1 million.
Yeah, but it's not how you want to receive it, though, is it?
No, this tube's pretty big.
I know, but
In the casino, this tube's like pretty, and it would be a bastard to lug around.
yeah, it's very novel.
And you couldn't just put $1 million. I don't think you could just drizzle $1 million of coins into those
Coin sorters. Yeah, that would.
You'd have to get like a hose and plug it into like the tube, and then go through into and just drop them in there. But would it fit? No.
And think about how much the coin counter machine's going to take off you. So you're probably going to spend like they take like what 10-15%. There's 150 grand gone just for the privilege of counting it.
$1 million. It doesn't get you far these days either.
Not where you live. Not where you live.
It doesn't get you that far anymore.
All right, I reckon that's about us. Cheese. We've gone.
Producer Charlie's got a thing to go to at 10:30, and we're just dribbling shite.
Yeah, he's nervous. He's got his real job to go to now. So he's like, come on, lads, shut up. Like,
Producer Charlie apparently is making a lot of money, according to the commentators the other day. Shouting coffee, shouting beers.
yes, new man. All right.
So keep going with it.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Cheese, all the very best down in Melbourne.
Thank you very much.
Look after yourself down there. And watch out for Christian Welsh.
Cool.
See you guys. Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. Leave us a comment, and we'll see you next week.